What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Always a pleasure to be rocking and rolling with the best family on the tube. Now, if you haven't checked out my new off-tap fighting channel, then you need to go and check that out. Go subscribe to that channel, because if you are into fighting, like boxing, a little bit of that, some UFC, mixed martial arts action, some freaking, whatever, I'm saying, that the fight game, it's about the fight game over there, Off Tap Fights. Go over there, subscribe to the channel, and check it out. Link's going to be in the description of this video. Now, listen, guys, I did my first video on that channel talking about the McGregor fight. The McGregor fight, I was talking about it. I was freaking saying, yep, my prediction, this is what it is. I was very clear about it, and I was right. I said Dustin was going to win. I knew it because Dustin was hungrier. Dustin had more heart. I knew Dustin was going to win, and I knew that Conor, well, his day is just kind of come and gone, because he is not that hungry young pup that he used to be. He was freaking hungry. He really wanted it back then. He wanted to be a provider for his family, everything. But now that he's living in the lap of luxury, now that he's freaking worth millions and millions, he freaking doesn't have that same hunger that he used to have. I was being realistic too, man, because think about it, man. When did Conor last win a fight? In this past 6 fights now, 5-6 fights, he's only won one of those fights, and that wasn't against anybody significant. It was against Cowboy. No offense to Cowboy. I like you, Cowboy, but, come on. It's not like he beat a Khabib or someone like that. That one win was against Cowboy, and, at the end of the day, man, that ain't nothing really to brag about. No offense again to Cowboy. I like him. He can, he can do a little something here and there. But at the end of the day, Conor is freaking basically not the fighter that you all had come to know and love, that I had come to know and love. And plus, I don't want to hate on Conor, because frustration and stress and different things sometimes in the heat of the moment makes you, say things you probably afterwards maybe might regret if you're a decent person. The problem, though, is that Conor, I think he was trying too hard. I said this in my freaking other videos. Well, he didn't really seem like Conor in his press conference. He was attempting to come like that bad boy Conor vibe, freaking quick wit, freaking able to spit freaking things off the lip like that and freaking come at it, with the freaking smarty pants remarks, all that cool stuff, freaking using his tongue as a freaking sword and freaking coming at people just like that. He can't really freaking be Conor anymore. He's trying to be the Conor of old. He couldn't pull it off. And I think that was added frustration too, because I bet he didn't even feel like that Conor anymore. He's trying to relive his glory days, his glory years, and all of that. But when you freaking take a break, if you don't put in the work, doesn't matter how talented you are, if you do not put in the wrench time, that talent eventually will freaking cease to be the talent it once was. You got to put in the work, you got to put in the wrench time, and just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you can freaking slack off. You got to continue putting in the effort. You got to continue honing in your craft. You got to continue practicing. That's why freaking you have training, and you got to be training all the time, though. If that's what you do, you can't just train, once every 5 years. You got to freaking be on the grind, because the other people out there who are still really freaking hungry, like Dustin, they freaking ain't stopped training. They're freaking in there. They're putting in the work. And now you got a case where basically my boy Dustin just passed Conor because he put in the work. He put in the work, and this is now factual. I know there's people who are going to be like, oh man, Conor freaking, he could have came back. He could have came back if he didn't hurt himself. He broke his freaking little ankles down there, Look, he probably wouldn't have broke his ankles again if he had been freaking training properly over the past 5 years and not taking these massive breaks and living in a life of luxury and pretending to be, well, not pretending. I mean, obviously, he is wealthy and stuff and whatever. He has a big amount of fame and stuff. But at the end of the day, you can't just expect to be all relaxed and just freaking, not putting in that effort not doing anything to stay at that elite level and expect to get in the ring and be like you were freaking, 5 years ago. You just can't expect that to happen. He's been declining, and you can tell it's just changed. He's a different Conor. I don't think that the Conor that we all want to see, know and love, I don't think he's ever going to come back. I hate to hurt y'all feelings. Like I said in my thing, I was like, this is my thing. It was my predictions was based on who I think will win, who I want to win, and who needs to win, and who I was supporting, to win. It's that kind of thing, I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I wanted Conor to win. I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, I like Conor. I mean, he's just kind of, he's built up that freaking mesmerizing persona, he makes you freaking be like, he's so much fun because he's an entertaining guy. Let's be real. He knows how to sell the fight and do the smack talk normally. This time around, he wasn't really that great at it. Kind of sucked. And I also don't like when you start bringing in families and start bagging his wife and doing all these things, saying all these ugly things. That was not necessary, especially when he was in the ring. He looked like a bad loser, when he was in the ring sitting there and he's like, your wife is all that stuff he was saying, man. That was kind of unnecessary, and it just showed him really looking like a bad loser. Frustration obviously is there. Like I said, he hurt his ankle and everything. He's probably frustrated about that. He's frustrated about just knowing, probably deep down inside, he already had doubt going into the fight, and that's probably why he was attempting to be so over the top like he was, because you look at the second fight, he was all freaking, kumbaya with dude. He's like, yo, man, you got your hustles? Yeah, I taste your hustles. Yo, man, you cool, man. I donate you some money. You want 500? I give you 500,000, dude. Yeah, we cool, man. Boop, boop, doop, doop. And then soon as he lost, all that changed. Soon as he lost, all that changed. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, look, the bottom line is, I knew that, I wanted, it'd been nice if Conor won, but I was believing the whole time that Dustin would win. That's who my prediction was to win the fight. And I was supporting Dustin because I was supporting USA. You still got to support your, even though I wanted Conor to win, I got to support USA, and then, who needed to win? Conor needed to win. Conor didn't pull off the win, which is unfortunate for Conor, because now he ain't, people ain't fearing him no more. He's lost a lot of fights lately. He ain't looking like he's in the top, 5 anymore. I don't think he is. I think a lot of people kind of will agree with me on that. Now don't get me wrong, he'll still freaking sell a fight when he comes back in a year. And Dustin has already said this rematch, they're going to fight again. He said, look, we fighting. It don't matter if it's in a ring or on the street. We fighting. You don't say anything. You don't say stuff like that. You don't freaking say stuff like that. Like you want to kill somebody and all this. You don't say that. We fighting. So they're going to fight again. Plus, Dustin is also probably a bit annoyed as well, because now you've got people being like, oh man, he still could have came back though, which is true. Hey, it's true. Anything can happen in a fight. All it takes is one. Next thing you know, you down for the count. Anything can happen in a fight. Hey, anything can happen in a fight. I'll be the first to say it. He could have came back in a second. I've seen people getting freaking just boom, 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 just freaking like just messed up in a fight, and freaking they looking like that. They got the eye. They look jacked up, man, like they freaking been thrown off a building, run over by King Kong and stuff, you know what I mean? And they be like, they be messed up. And the next thing you know, freaking, they get that Rocky moment. It's like, next thing you know, they got that freaking, pow! Next thing you know, he freaking knocked the dude out. And even though he's like, I did it. And then that happens. So that happens, man. That's real stuff. That happens. That's real talk. It could happen. It could happen that way. You know what I mean? So, the fight ain't over until it's over. But unfortunately, we'll never know now, because that fight is over because he freaking broke his ankle. So that's the bottom line. That's just reality. Unfortunately, it is what it is. In a year, let's say he comes back in a year, he's better and stuff. Look, it's that means more downtime for Conor. Can he come back in a year and dominate? Remains to be seen. Right now he came back a couple times, didn't really look like he was dominating much or anything. Now, to be fair, when the fight first started, he did come out this time around, did some leg, his little leg kicks and stuff. They looked all right for a moment, and then it didn't look right anymore. Next thing you know, Dustin was in control of the situation, and that's the bottom line. And that's how it freaking ended, with Dustin looking like he's in control of the situation and Conor just sitting there. And you gotta feel a little sad for Conor. Because you don't want anyone to get injured like at that. That's the kind of injury that you may not be able to come back from. You may not be the same fighter that you was. Even if you can come back, you might not be that same fighter. You know what I mean? So you don't wish that on anyone, man. That's sad to see. That hurts, But if anyone can come back, Conor is that person. If he goes back to basics and becomes that hungry freaking street, had nothing to eat kind of attitude, that energy, freaking wanting to make a name for himself, that hunger when you first start out, you know how it is, and you want to prove to the world that you're the greatest of all time. If he can come back and do that, he's still young enough that he could do it. You know what I mean? He's only 30, 31, something like that. 32 maybe. His birthday is coming next week or something, I think it was. Maybe 33, 32, 31, I don't know. Something like that. So he's young enough that he could freaking, put a lot of hard work in and come back and pull it off. He could. Whether that will happen, I don't know. Because look, again, this was what I thought this fight should have been. Him showing the world that, hey, Conor's back. I put in the hard work and the effort and the energy. I'm back, baby. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It didn't really seem that way to me. And plus, look, Dustin is a beast, dude. Dustin's training with some of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? His crew that he's rolling with, that he's training with, man, they are the elite of the elite of the elite. You can't mess with the people he's training with, man. They're bad, freaking bad boys. You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with that. So, Dustin is just now, he's the man. I think, it's gonna be interesting to see that title fight. Finally, him going, he's going to take it now, and I like his thinking. He got made that big cheddar doing this Conor fight. Now he can go and get that title. So I'm super excited to see that fight. I'm hoping it happens I think it's going to happen around December. I think that's kind of where Dana and everyone's at in regards to that fight. That is going to be a huge fight. I think Dustin's going to take it. No doubt in my mind, Dustin right now is on a roll. He's a beast. He's putting in the work. He's got something to prove to the world. He's going to do it. He's going to be the champion. That's my prediction already on that. So you can take that to the bank. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And like I said, go subscribe to my Off Tap Fights channel for more fight content. I wanted to drop this one here though, so you guys know what's going down, and so that you can go subscribe to the fight channel. Alright guys, I love you as always. Remember to live each moment to the fullest and to keep it off tap. Off tap out. Woohoo! In case I don't want to freaking fall and drop everything on film, that just sucks. Alright guys, we're gonna do a little missions right now. Alright, this is just for you guys. We gotta get out of here! We gotta get out of here! I'll catch you guys later for another vlog!